Hi, welcome back to my channel. Just wanted to give you an update on Benzinga Pro. By far the best source of multiple levels of information out there in the market for trading day to day. It's a subscription service which clearly you need to consider what you need, but definitely would recommend the Pro service. You've got real-time scanners, you've got advanced newsfeed, you've got calendar suite, you've got real-time quotes for NASDAQ, NewsDAQ, you've got a chat service, sentiment indicators, signals, you've got newsletters, so forth. Whereas at the basic, you don't have real time. You do have watch list alerts, details, tools, movers, basic newsfeed access. You have no advanced filtering. This is what you've got on the Pro. So as you can see here from the pricing available today as I make this video, the basic is $99 a month. Essential $177 a month, and the options mentorship $347 a month. Now, unless you're trading options and you're fully knowledgeable about that in that area of the market, you probably don't need this. So looking difference between the basic and the essential, so I'll take you through these. Just one thing to note: if you don't go monthly, if you do go annual, you do make a saving. You can see monthly the essential rather than $177 a month. Annually it works out at $117 a month. Similarly with basic, $99 a month or $79 a month if you pay for it in a one-off annual. So 20% off, 34% off. But I would personally recommend essential, which is what I've been using. The newsfeed basically updates. You can see it's obviously today's a Sunday, it's not a market day. Last updates last night on Saturday the 29th of January. Elon Musk. You can highlight over the stock, you immediately see the stock chart over the last day. If you open up, one click on the news item and you're straight into the news item. What it is, where it comes from, what it refers to. Really, really helpful. Now, in addition to this, you've got multiple sources. So this is configured currently to come up with Benzinga Wire, but there's signals, there's Spanish, French, Italian, GG Press, English, partner links, press releases and SEC. So SEC for any registered filings and so forth. Press releases, company press releases. So you can add what you like there. Then you've got different categories. So if you're only interested in market moving exclusives or ETFs or analyst ratings, you can configure this to appropriate level of detail, so you're controlling what level of information comes up. Similarly with the different sectors, materials, customer cyclical, financial services, real estate, consumer intensive, healthcare, utilities, communication services, energy, industrials, technology, you can go into these and you can configure by way down to to various levels to only be very specific to what you're looking to focus on. Watch lists, you can create pretty much an unlimited number of watch lists. You can see I've got some FinViz analysis I've done, tracking some bounce candidates. I've got my small cap watch list. I've got a Jan 22 swing list. I've got another bounce spread watch list, and then some tech shares that I keep an eye on, and then some daily where I feel the need for daily a daily watch list because of the number of things that I've found in my analysis. Then I will add a specific watch list for that. But very, very well set up, configurable. Change your sources, change your categories, break it down by sectors, limit it to by your watch lists, and by far the best news services out there. Equally, you've got search by symbol or keyword. If you wanted to know everything there was to know about Apple, stick it in, and all of the news items relating to Apple all come up. So if you're looking at a chart, Apple, obviously there's always something going on with Apple, but if you're looking at a chart and you're wondering why something happened back in September, what happened, just pull up the news, go back to that point in time, read the news around the chart point in time, work out what's happened, then you've got your answers that you're looking for, quick and easy. So that's Newsfeed. Let's have a look at calendar, which I've got it set up under earnings here. So basically, you go into the calendar, we'll say we want the next, for the next month. Oh, it brings it up for this month, alright. So what you see here is you see the reporting time for these stocks. So this is all public information. So you can see next week there's a number just as quickly as it is to populate. You've got before market and after market clarity. You can see which stocks are relevant. You can see the profile of the stock if you just highlight over it. You can see by the colour of the stock where it finished the previous day. Was it up, green, down, red? And then you've got the reporting period applicable. You can see here populated the estimate for both earning per share and the estimate for revenue. And when these populate with the actual, you'll get a rating on surprise. Is it a percentage up? Is it a percentage down? Which are good indicators as to whether or not you should be considering a trade based on earnings. So if we look at the last day, you can see some of these have been populated. You can see that Phillips, 66 partners, and the Nasdaq basic, their earning per share 1.19 against 1.01, so up 17.82%. Revenue 503 million versus 429.57 million, up 17%. So you'd expect to see, as of Friday, it was before market, so you would expect to see a positive sentiment on that. Now obviously the market's been under some pressure recently, so not really necessarily see an uptick on the positive earnings. The wider market obviously having some impact here. But if you look down here at Prudential Bancorp, the bank seems to be, financial seems to have been doing okay even in the recent turmoil. You see a slightly higher 10%, well 9% increase in earnings per share versus the estimate, and revenue 6.3 million versus 6.77, so 7% down. But that was taken well in the market. Again, market pressures. So with this you can quickly see who's coming out with earnings, and Benzinga, once that's known, so before market, so these ones in before market on Monday, these will all be populated by the time the market opens, because the information will be known. You can then quickly scan this and see who's got an earning, who's got positive, who's got double positive across earning per share, revenue. You might expect to see an upside. You can watch those, see if you do get the upside, if there's a bit of momentum gets behind it, jump on, jump in, jump out. Similarly, if it's bad news, there's a bit of momentum downward, jump in, jump out, get it shorted, make some money, quick bucks. Good source of opportunities that you can take into your trading. Very much plan before. Look at which stocks fit the type of stock that you want to trade. You might want to be trading under $20. You might want to be trading under $50. So you can you can clearly you can filter this. So you could just look at those stocks that fit your price categories. So that's the calendar. So that's giving you data on stock earnings, stock quarterly or full year updates. Then if we go into stock split, so I've got this one spreadsheet, one worksheet rather, set up for stock split. So wherever stock split is mentioned as a keyword in any of these mails, it's listed here. So you've got stock split, which you might see a company issuing another 100,000 shares or 1 million shares. That's going to dilute the value of the stock, so you'd expect to see that stock go down. So that's what this is trying to capture. So this gives me reading, pre-market, post-market, quiet times in the market, just looking for any sort of news around stock splits, which give me opportunities in the short space for short trades. And then conversely, I've got this set up for reverse splits, which is where a company's going to go and buy back a couple of million shares. So if there's a 4 million float, say, it buys back 2 million shares. That's each share's now worth potentially double what it was before if the market valuation of the company stays the same. So another opportunity to look for longs. You'd expect an uptick where there's a reverse. So two areas there in terms of stock splits, further offerings, IPOs. That's where they attract. What you've also got in is details, which you can quite easily, quickly on a stock. So look back at the last year on. Let's go to a different stock. Let's just go to halt, one I was trading recently. You can see over a year ago it was up trading between 5 and 8. Since August it's been trading downward trend to the low earlier this month, down at 1.17. It's come back up 2.34, back down at 1.96. So it looks like it's going to barcode in this sort of range, sort of 1.5 to 2.5 before it starts to break out. Now immediately on this you've got all the news, so we can go back and look at, like I said before, 22nd of July. Let's go back and look at that. What happened? August, July, 22nd. Maintains H.C. Wainwright maintains buy. Just generic stocks. In licenses, pneumonia candidate from AstraZeneca. General corporate statement. What was that one about? So you get straight through to the report. And you can see there's some share changes going on here to our license agreement. So that's straight into the report filed with SEC, Form 8, around stock changes back then. Now details, really good. You've got overview, news, you jump to the news, just the news. Overview gives you news, chart, and financial information, and sort of high level financial information. So you've got news, you've got calendar, so that's all of its reported earnings dates. For what, you can look at past performance, so you can see how's it been performing. Does it generally hit target? Does it not generally hit target? Is it generally a miss? Within calendar, you've also got dividends. there's dividends to pay, conference calls, guidance, IPOs, mergers, secondary offerings. So that's when it's diluting the stock. Analyst ratings. So quickly you can see what do the various analysts out there think. Any SEC filings. You can actually go in and click, see the report, which is very powerful. And then splits. So you can see offerings and splits, which again feeds into what I was talking about earlier. That's all under calendar. On chart, this is particularly powerful. So basically, these charts are what you would be paying TradingView for. These come from TradingView, same charts. So we get down to if we want to look at a daily 15-minute chart. So we're looking back to the 19th here. You can see the stock down was 1.35. It's peaked a couple of times, trending up 2.67. It's pulled back. It's pulled back below this initial high before the latter. This was some jump up on 27th of January to 2.67. But you can see you can do your chart analysis here. Get back onto, say, a daily. You can see that since that split, that update back in July, this is its general. This was its general range between August and September. And obviously some down turn. So this became its range at the end of the year. Coming into 2022, it's tried to get back up to this range, but it's struggled. Now this may be a breakout candidate to get back up to 4. Just one to look for. But you can see how good these charts are, how quickly they populate, how good they are. So you can see quite quickly on this chart, if it breaks 3.24, it's got another resistance point of 4.35. And then it's up to the 7.66. So in the short term, you're looking probably somewhere between 3 and 4, 3.5 maybe. Yeah, somewhere about 3.5 is a gain, and that's just by looking at that chart. And if you go into financials, you can look at the company's balance sheet. It's there to see. You can see the performance over. You can set this up quarterly or annually, whichever you like. You can see how it's performing, what it's doing with shareholder equity, its assets, its liabilities. You look at the income statement, similar. You can change that. You can change the date range, but you can see how it's performing from a net income perspective. And then also from cash flow. Again, quarterly or annually, you can see across the various those various activities how well or not the company's performing. Then you can look at peers. So if you're looking at other companies that operate in the same sector as this company, and you can see there's a number brought up. You can analyse these in whichever way you like in terms of which ones have had the highest change recently. And then you can look at insiders. You can see what the directors of the company are doing. So you can see that I knew on the 8th of September there was 5.1 thousand bought by the Chief Medical Officer at a price of 4.15. What was that price that we saw this week? 1.9. And then you've got key data. So this is a summary of the valuation, balance sheet, dividends and shares, risk metrics, liquidity, so insolvency, income statement, profitability. So you can see very powerful, that's details, option in terms of what you can quickly find in detail about any company that might come up on a watch list. So let's have a quick look at watch lists. So you can create any number of watch lists. You can see that I've got a number created here. I can just jump to whichever one, quite straightforward to change. Watch lists. And then up here you've got, this is the tab I have live when trading. So I've got gainers and losers over the last 15 minutes of the session. So this tells me, so I've got trade ideas running, which gives me other information, but this is my scanner for what's moving in the last 15 minutes. What's the most, what stocks are mostly moving, so I can get highlights of any potential momentum plays, any potential short plays. That's what this is for. And then equally I keep a watch on my stocks that I've got in the various watch lists, see if any of those opportunities come to fruition. And quite quickly in here I've got news coming up. I can quickly take any candidate and it gives me the details. I'm back into those details. Like we spoke about before, I can jump quickly into chart, which is gives me the high level view. And if I want another chart, there's no constraints on charts. Down here, just create a new window, new chart, and it'll create a new chart for you in a window, so you can put that anywhere on your desktop setup, so you can monitor multiple positions, which is particularly helpful. Another area that I've got focus on is this block trades and halt resumes. I've only got these set, but you can also highlight opening gap, option activities, price spikes, highs and lows in here. So I'm just looking to see what significant volume might be being traded by various institutions, just to make sure that if I'm in a short or I'm in a long, these are not activities that are going to impact that position. This is a truly informative set of news and data that you can access quickly, assess quickly, and help you with your decision making. And then this final worksheet that I have set up is looking at the pre-market. So this is a filter, so you can have this filter. So that other movers that I showed you was based on the regular filter. This one's just looking at gainers in the pre-market over the session. So what you'll see is the pre-market develops, you'll see more. I've got this set to a minimum of 5% gainers. You'll see the pre-market, more stocks coming through into this from the pre-market. Excuse me. And then down here I've got the same on losers. So this gives me a list of the biggest down stocks on the market on any given day. So this is giving indication on stock levels pre-market to inform before the market opens, so you get some idea of levels. And then the other is obviously down stocks, but again getting an indication of the levels. You can look back over the previous months, previous year, see what some of those down levels are, see if you've got an opportunity for a short, or whether or not you've got an opportunity for a recovery play. But this updates updates as well as the trade ideas setup that I have, but this starts a couple of hours before trade ideas starts to populate. So this gives you very much earlier, more beneficial indication on what's going on in the market. So really helpful. So the last piece I want to show you is these analyst ratings. So you set the period, say we set it to this week, then you can see so far this week we've had a number of analyst recommendations, and you can see what Tesla's on there, Beyond Meat, Charterhouse Communications, Stoneco, Pioneer Power Solutions, Booz Allen Hamilton. So, you know, if any of these were stocks that were on your watch list, you'd want to understand what was the nature of the update from the firm in terms of the change of ratings, and build that into your, obviously, your considerations for the trade you're in. So overall, for me, I think Benzinga Pro worth the additional cost. I mean, I will do a separate video on costs, because I think if you want some of these premium tools to enable you to trade more efficiently and successfully, they're definitely worth investing in. And for me, you just break it down into a daily cost, assign it to your daily target, and then just make sure you cover it on a day-to-day basis. And when you look at it at that level, it's not much to cover. You're probably finding it's not even in double digits dollar-wise. Probably find you're paying more for shorts than you are for these services. So definitely to consider. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed and this has been helpful, please do like the video. I do issue stopwatch updates from time to time, so make sure you activate notifications so you hear about them as they come out. Let's be successful together. Let's continue this journey. So that's all for now. Trade, invest and prosper. All the best. Bye bye.